Das ist in der Tat ein fliegender Wechsel. Schon geht's weiter jetzt mit Thomas Tuchel und der ersten Frage. Jetzt wahrscheinlich viel in Deutsch. Hier vorne Michel Schröer für die Bild-Zeitung. Bitte das Mikro in die Mitte, dritte Reihe.
Hallo Tuchel, können Sie ein Update?
Tuchel, can you tell us an update? What about Leroy Sané? Is he at disposal? If so, how hard is it going to be? And what about the other players? What about Neuer? Manu can play and Leroy can play. He has to bite on his teeth. And Serge and Kingsley, they can't. They are not available. And so Leroy has to bite on his teeth. Mr. Tuchel, the experience of the first leg, what is the key out of your view? We need everything. The same dedication, passion, efforts by the team, tactical discipline, the same one. And as in the first leg, we need a little bit more actually. This would be normal. The precondition is clear. The winner will succeed. The loser will be out, eliminated. And we want to win this game. We hope for the same atmosphere, but this time for us, as the fans in London managed to do it. A unique atmosphere that they created there, and that can actually push the team. And it's extremely important tomorrow that each fan comes with their readiness to push the team tomorrow night, to support the team. We need this extraordinary support to be able to give this extra percentage. We need these extra percentage against Arsenal to win against them. Thomas, after the match against Cologne, we discussed about the left back. You said Guerreiro or Mazraoui, one of the two will play tomorrow. Do you have a decision taken already? And the second question, Alexander Pavlovic, he is back after his injury. What do you think about him? Well, Alex, after the match against Darmstadt, he hasn't been into rhythm, so you could see it, and he could feel it as well in his last match now. So the trend is maybe to have them in the team, but we will keep the both midfield players that played in the first leg. But it's good to have Alex in the back, and left back is the same as I said before. We will take the decision after the final training this afternoon. We have the possibility today to train tactically. We have one day more to get prepared. That's fine, that's good for us. Yesterday we trained already tactically. We'll do the same today. And then I have to talk to Mus to see how he is feeling. He hasn't had a normal process. He was injured, he played then again, he also had to bite on his teeth, and physically he is not in top form. Normally the first match is then the easier one if you come back, and the one who played in Cologne, that might be a little bit easier after the fatigue of their first match, to get over it. And to have this one day extra for preparation helps us as well. And then we'll take the final decisions this evening.
Hi. The Champions League clearly brings the best out of you. You've won it. And you've also got winners within the dressing room. How much of an advantage does that winning experience, does that winning edge give you tomorrow night?
I have enough advantage. I think we have the slight advantage of the experience in our team. We have players who won it. We have players who played decisive matches in this competition. But to make it an advantage, we have to still bring out the very best in us. It can also be sometimes an advantage to not have the experience, to just have the role as a contender, have the role as a hunter. That can also be a theme for Arsenal, to go for it, to be the guys who finally do it after so many years. I think after a decade. But also for us, it's not usual to be in a semi-final. Like if you see the last years, it's not so easy for us, also for no one, and also for us as a club to overcome this stage. So now the situation is here that we have 90 or 120 minutes or penalties to go. We have this one decisive match to make the next big step in this beautiful competition, and we are determined to bring everything to the table. If the experience within our group brings us an extra 5%, we're happy to bring it to the table, but we have to bring it. Nobody will give anything to us. It's like this in this competition. It's super tough.
Andere Seite Stefan Kumberger für Sport 1, bitte.
Mr. Tuchel, I don't know if you remember, I asked you in Rome against Matthijs de Ligt, how do you see his development and what did you contribute to his strong performances? Well, the player would say, he put me up on the pitch, actually. Matthijs was never number 4 in my thoughts, but it's always about timing. And when do you have the opportunity, the chance? We had 4 centre backs who were fit, and there's the highest competition going on, and it just takes some time to see who is the strongest one. So I didn't do a lot. I just put him up. We always were confident in him. We believed in him. Also in Upa and Minje. Maybe it could be seen in the minutes that they played, but we need Matthijs more tomorrow in his best form. And this is what he expects from himself. This is what we wish for from him. And so he has to perform tomorrow. Mr. Tuchel, you said on Sunday you will look at watch Arsenal. What did you analyze? Something special that you saw in that match? And what kind of tactics do you expect from Arsenal? Well, with Saka and Ødegaard, they always play normally more on the right. They attack over the right-hand side and finish over the left. But Arsenal normally starts to build up on the right-hand side to create a numerical advantage. And then with Saka and Ben Wright to create this numeric advantage. So, and to get over to the left-hand side. So I don't think actually that they learned something new. It's normal. It's the duty to look at the last match played by the opponent. But it's interesting to see close-ups and to watch the matches. It's all very flexible. It's the same as I said before. It's a great, from the 3-2, 4-1 build-up, 3-2 build-up with Ødegaard in the back and Declan Rice up front, or they can switch. Havertz can go back, Zinchenko can also appear very high. And so they're very flexible. And most of the times everything can happen. It's not one thing that they stick to and maybe switch in halftime. It's a continuous play that they show, a lot of automatic plays that they show. And I think that we watched and analyzed it very closely and defended it very well, though didn't concede a lot. And still, over the last years, it's a very attractive attacking style. It's fun to watch Arsenal. And you can always learn something new. It's one of the highest levels. And so all the criteria are satisfied for a long time. So this is the task that we have. We found some good solutions in the first leg, but we just hope for the second leg here, the home field advantage, that this brings us the extra percentage. 2-3 more questions, please. To get back to the injuries that you said, you try to find the reasons together with your team, with the medical team, because you have so many muscle problems. Did you find a reason, or what do you think? Also, the number of the injuries is just a high number. It has, of course, an impact on the performance of the season. Don't you think so? Well, it can have an impact, of course. We felt it 2 weeks before the match against Darmstadt, when we only had 19, 20 professional players. It was so obviously different quality in training, different tension in training, a different dynamic within the team. So we were very confident. And then in the winter transfer window, we got some new players to build up some more competition within the players, between the players. And we have to confirm that we only had one match where we had most of the players available. So I think 75% of the matches we had free spots on the bench. We also installed youth players, and if we see what the aspirations are and what it does to a team and how it can push in the normal competitive situation every day in training every week, so it certainly has an impact, and it plays a role in the process of a season. And now, before the first leg in Arsenal, we lost, or compared to the first leg, we lose now Coman and Serge Gnabry, and Leroy Sané can only play with pain, and Neuer was missing again, and just within a week we miss again, and new adaptations have to be made. So it's a natural competition that gets the best out of you. We didn't have that situation, actually. Mr. Tuchel, you just said a few weeks ago you want to make it into the Champions League final. But Harry Kane just said that if we win the Champions League, it could become a good season. So it's a final tomorrow for the season. How high is the pressure that you feel? Well, I don't know. If we have to, I think it's the wrong word. It just ignores the fact that we play against Arsenal. It's a game of the same level between two strong teams. It's a 50-50 match. So I don't know if we have to talk about, or we want to make it into the semi-final and to go until the end and make it to London. And it's no secret that the Champions League win the title, that makes it sweeter, of course, the whole season. This is normal. And what I feel I understand the question, just because we underperformed in the German Cup and in the Bundesliga, and we have to take on the critics. This is not a problem for us, but I understand the extra comment, but the second spot in the Bundesliga, I don't need that to be completely motivated tomorrow for the Champions League. It's a totally different competition. We need to play at our limit, get to the limit. We need all the fans, each single one who is ready to fight with us in order to take this obstacle, and then we'll see what happens. We feel ready. We have one more training, and we'll do everything possible tomorrow. Mr. Tuchel, there will be a little bit more tingling or sensation compared to the match against Cologne. Is there special preparation ahead of such a match? Well, yes and no. I mean, the higher the tension is, the more we leave the players do their rituals. We don't do any new things, but of course it's a special situation, precondition, and the tone will change a little bit, the energy changes. But as mentioned, we had 1 day more for preparation. We took advantage of it yesterday. We already watched some pictures and some scenes of the match against Arsenal. Then we'll do the same today. We'll have our final meeting tomorrow. But it's a special match and asks a special energy, special tension. And at the end, we try to throw everything in there, also with the right talk to the person to get the best out of the team.
Hello, Mr. Tuchel. Bayern Munich, Arsenal is also Bundesliga versus Premier League, and it's no doubt that the Premier League is richer. But is the Bundesliga as good as the Premier League? And you could help the Bundesliga get a 5th extra spot in the Champions League. What would that mean for the Bundesliga?
I'm very happy to help. I'm very happy to help. And I'm not only generous for the Bundesliga, I would be happy for myself to help, to be very honest. And you are sure very well aware of that. Yeah, we know. We have, of course, we have the chance to go through. But it will be very tough because the Premier League is, in general, in the competition, the toughest competition and the toughest league out there at the moment. This is my belief. But I said before I started here, we would be the team to compete for the title in the Premier League, and we would fight for the top 4 and then fight for the title. This is what Bayern Munich stands for. This is what we want to prove. Tomorrow we play against one of the absolute top teams in the last 2 years in the Premier League, so we have to prove a point. And Bayern Munich and we as a club and as a team, we are never shy of a good competition and of a good fight. So this is what it brings up here. It's not Premier League against Bundesliga, it's Bayern Munich against Arsenal. We have a draw in the first match and we will clearly play for the win. So will Arsenal, but we hope we can push it to our side.
So we are happy for tomorrow. Thanks, danke, bis morgen, servus, ciao.